What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another transfer update video. Yes, even on Christmas Day, we are giving you guys regular transfer updates. For that alone, you guys should be hitting the like button as soon as you come into the video. But first off, I do want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying the festivities wherever you guys are watching from. Enjoy the day with your family, your friends, the spirit of giving, everything like that. And let's hope Todd Boehly and Chelsea are giving us a lot of gifts in January. And we're going to be delving into a lot of the transfer rumours of the last few days in today's video. We're going to be talking about Benoit Badiashile and the recent links that have surrounded him over the last 24 hours. We're going to be discussing the latest in the Jorginho and N'Golo Kante contract situation. We're also going to be talking about the links to Declan Rice, as they seem to be getting stronger, not just for Chelsea, but for other clubs as well. So before we start this video, as always, hit the like button, at least just because it's Christmas Day. Hit that like button for us. Hit the subscribe button if you want to be the first to know whenever we release any new content. If you want to guarantee that you get a notification, hit the bell notification button as well. There's going to be plenty of content over the next few weeks because Chelsea Football Club is returning back to our screens on the 27th against Bournemouth. Don't know whether you guys are excited. Don't know whether you guys are nervous. Don't know if you guys are in between. But regardless, there's going to be plenty of news surrounding the club in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to know where the best place is to find that content, hit the subscribe button. Check out my personal channel, Carefree Lewis G as well. Link will be down in the description below. And let's just get straight into it. We're going to start off with the Benoit Badiashile news because this just came out of nowhere. But it was something that was hinted at in the summer. We did have slight links with him, but they didn't really turn into anything serious. It was just interest, really. But Ornstein from The Athletic has said Chelsea are working to sign a left back or left centre back. The current priority is Benoit Badiashile. Talks are in place with Monaco over a €35 million deal. The other options for the January or the summer window include Vardio, and we had our personals agreed with him last summer, but the price is too high right now. And Dika and also Hincapié, the Ecuadorian defender that we were linked with about a month ago too. Ornstein's report basically confirms that this is very strong, that there is very strong interest. He has a lot of good links into Premier League transfers in and out of the club, so I would take this with more than just a pinch of salt. On the Vardio links that we're hearing, it says that the price is too high, but personals were agreed, and I kind of understand that. Yeah, Vardio is like the ideal defender for us to sign, but I feel like his price tag has gone up to a point where I don't know if we'd be able to afford him, as well as sort out all the other areas of the pitch that we need to strengthen, because we need to be realistic as well. We want to get one more centre-back in. We want to get wing-back depth. We need to get a goalkeeper. We need at least 2 new midfielders. We need a striker. We probably could do some extra creators as well in the 10s. We can't be affording to spend over 100 million in one area, especially the area that you could debate is our strongest. Like, if you look at all of the areas of the pitch, the defence is the place where I'm the most comfortable with. So I wouldn't necessarily say we should be paying that much just to bring in another centre-back when we clearly have other areas that we need to focus on. On Badiashile, like, it was reported that we had interest in him in the summer. And it's another one that fits the pace and power profile that Chelsea have been looking at with a lot of our youth prospects. I think as a defender, like, his passing's good in phases. I think his positional awareness is good in phases, but that's there or thereabouts with him. From what I've seen as well, his footballing IQ can come into question a lot. He looks like he has a little bit of the bozo gene, but I don't know if that's just going to be his ceiling or if that's just a case of inexperience and him needing to just grow and get more experience playing as a centre-back at the higher level, or if it's just a case of that being aspects of his game that can be coached out of him too. I'm not necessarily worried about the cons of him, but if we're looking to bring him into the starting 11 immediately, it is going to be a little bit of a worry. He does have mistakes in his game. Where there's areas of his game that can be very solid at times, it lets him down on other phases as well. He's not a very consistent defender. So that is something that worries me a little bit. But it is only 30 million. And that's a bit of a low risk, high reward transfer. Again, if he doesn't really work out, we could probably ship him out for the same price. And loan fees would probably bail us out as well in this situation, because you could easily see him go on loan just like a Datro Fofana or an Andre Santos would likely to do if we brought them into the club as well. Indirectly, it might also mean that Monaco have to sign Malang Sarr, because if they bring in Badiashile, then that means they have to play Malang Sarr a little bit more as well if we've signed him in January. And if he has a certain amount of appearances for the club, it turns from a loan to an obligation to buy from what I've researched. That would be for 10 million euros, which indirectly lowers the Badiashile fee, because then we'd be getting an extra 10 million back and Malang Sarr just wouldn't return. So it might be a bit of smart business from Chelsea. As a defender, he looks good. I wouldn't really turn your nose on the fact that he's a plan B signing, because I do see qualities in his game. It's just his footballing IQ could be a little bit better. But I'm willing to believe that that can be coached out of his game and he can improve and not be as rash as what I've seen from a couple of clips of him. But let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, like and subscribe while you guys are watching the video. We'll go into the Jorginho situation, and the expectation is still that Jorginho will leave Chelsea at the end of the season. N'Golo Kante's future remains in the balance as well. We're going to discuss that later in the video, but The Athletic is reporting as well that Jorginho looks likely to leave. Mate Moretto has also said it's true that there is still no agreement between Chelsea and Jorginho for the renewal, but there are margins to get closer. Now, Jorginho is one of the most polarizing players I have ever seen at Chelsea. You either love him or you hate him. And I think we can all agree, I really think we shouldn't be looking at Jorginho as a starter for next season. But I do still see him as a good rotation option for us. I think it'd be good to come on and kill games off when we're in a winning position. If we were 1 or 2-0 up and we needed to slow the game down, we needed to slow the possession down, we could bring him on and he would bring that into the game, and that would give us a bit more of an advantage in the dying moments of the game. I also think if we're lowering the age of the squad, we need a little bit of experience in that dressing room, and Jorginho would do that role for us. But it all depends on the contract situation with him. I would give him a raise of about 30k max if he asks for it. Anything more than that, I would say it's a little bit too much. And it potentially messes up our wage structure for the remainder of the time that he's at the club. So it all depends on Chelsea's stance. We could keep Jorginho. I would be fine with that. We could sell Jorginho. Well, we could let Jorginho go on a free. And I'd be fine with that as well. He's been a great servant for us. But we need to move on from him as a starter. We also need to move on from N'Golo Kante as a starter. And Fabrizio has said, the feeling internally at Chelsea is there is a very good chance of Kante to leave in the summer. Kante's really happy in London. He'd love to stay, but the feeling with the club is not the same as 2 to 3 years ago. And that delves into the rumours that we heard a couple months ago that Kante could potentially leave Chelsea but stay in London, because he is happy in London too. The main thing that I'm reading from it is that the feeling with the club is not the same as it was a few years ago, which makes it sound like it's a little bit more than just wages that are the issue. Maybe he just wants a new challenge, and that's understandable. I'd rather he didn't stay in London and go to a rival. I feel like he could go to PSG or Serie A or Barcelona and thrive there. But the ball will be in his court after about a week or so. In January, he can start pre-contract negotiations. I would rather he go to Barcelona and sort that out, but I don't think he gets the wages that he wants here. And he's also done everything that he has to do here. I would rather he doesn't stay here, overstay his welcome, and potentially ruin what would be an already brilliant legacy. I'd rather he just leave with his head held high, because it just doesn't make sense for us to keep him right now. We can't trust his body. He barely stays fit, and he's asking for too much wages. I would rather we just respectfully cut our ties and we just leave it there. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section if you agree or disagree. We're going to round out with the Declan Rice news, and The Athletic has reported saying Rice's contract expires in the summer of 2024 with the option for another year. He will not be sold in January, but West Ham have conceded they will need to sell him this summer. Chelsea, City and Manchester United are all keen, and Chelsea have the edge despite previous misgivings over Declan Rice, which is again why I'm saying we shouldn't worry too much about the Rice situation. I do think there'll be other clubs that come in for him. I think Liverpool would be a massive shout for him. I'm surprised their name didn't get mentioned. But I think for all the years that we've heard of Declan Rice being proper Chelsea and only wanting to come back to Chelsea, playing with the likes of Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, all of his close friends from Cobham, I need to see us put the money where our mouths are. And especially for Declan Rice. Even if they offer more money, more wages, that shouldn't matter. Declan Rice should be a Chelsea player by the summer. If he isn't, and he goes to another club in England, I'm not going to be angry. I'm going to be a bit disappointed. Especially disappointed with all the prop that I've heard over the last 2 years. We are going to have some very uncomfortable conversations if he's not a Chelsea player. But all of the last 2-3 years of prop and hype that Declan Rice will be a Chelsea player is what gives me confidence that it should happen. Because it's been predicted for so long. Now's the time to see it happen. I think for 70 to 80 million, it's a fair fee for him. I think West Ham will try to build up a bidding war, but Declan Rice should know what he wants, and that should be what should be the difference when it comes down to negotiations. But we will have to wait and see on that, because it's all just speculation for now. Until then, it's the end of the Transfer Update show. Hope you guys have an amazing Christmas. Let us know what you guys got for your presents as well. Let us know in the comment section below. We'll be back after the Bournemouth game. Vlog, fan cams, all of that. You already know, the watch along from Harry. And until then, big up, like and subscribe, and have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Up the Chelsea.